hello. This is that Canadian Fangirl, and this is my podcast. I'm just gonna give you unscripted, unadulterated ranting from my mind, straight from the thing, because I'm 30 and I have nothing better to do in my life, so I'm gonna rant about things I like and hope you enjoy. So for my first episode, I think today I'm just going to talk about Pokemon, because I have nothing better to do, and Pokemon is a big part of why I am who I am. So, to start off, I didn't know what anime was as a kid. The Pokemon anime was my first experience of anime. I didn't know what anime was. I thought it was a weird cartoon. Having never experienced the video game, the anime touched a special place in my heart and turned me into who I am today. I love the creativity, I love the creatures, I love the way it's set up. Pokemon had been a huge part of me, and when I started gaming, Pokemon was one of the first games I ever played. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out on my birthday in 2007, and it's always been a part of who I am, and I love the franchise. And with the fact that this is the week of Scarlet and Violet release last year, I figured I'd talk about the franchise and what it means to me. And yes, Scarlet and Violet's not perfect. I will fully admit that that game has huge issues when it comes to the graphic performance and everything else, but when you overlook the performance issue and the overall lag of Pokemon Violet, it is probably one of the best games to play. It is so fun. The open world format fits the franchise so well, and hopefully next game they fix the scaling issue and you can actually visit things in a different world. But for what it is, I think the game's really good. The DLC, while not perfect, is great. Like, I finally picked up the Teal Mask and looking for the Teal Mask, and the Teal Mask is perfectly fun. Ogerpon is legit really enjoyable as a legendary. The story is great. I'm looking forward to it. In the Goddess, I do appreciate them wanting to put an old favorite into the franchise again. And yeah, at the end of the day, Pokemon's not perfect. I fully admit that there are things about Pokemon I don't like, but Pokemon as a franchise means so much to me. It's always going to be a part of my heart. I love Pokemon. I love all Pokemon. I have my favorites. I love the anime. I love the game. Love the manga. The manga is hands down the best thing about the franchise. And I'll be perfectly honest, if we get a Pokemon, another live-action Pokemon movie, we'll probably get if the MCU is going to be a thing with Mario's success and Sonic's success. I could even see a new Pokemon movie. It could very well be the sequel to Detective Pikachu. If it's going to be main series, follow the plot to the manga. The manga is such an interesting plot, and it's complex, and the characters are interesting, and there's so much you can do with the manga story. It's overall great. I love it. And I could easily see that on the big screen. A live-action red, blue, green, yellow. That could be a 2-hour movie on its own. Them fighting Team Rocket. You know, you don't have to bring in yellow. You have to do red, blue, and green. And then you can do a sequel with yellow, and you bring in the Ego Tailors, and that is the manga version of the Elite Four, which would be amazing. There are opportunities there. It's so great. But no, I love Pokemon. Like, I grew up with the anime. I love that original cast of Misty and Brock. I will not admit that I was a Poke shipper. And I'm no longer a Poke shipper because Serena came into the picture, and Serena is way more, the pink I see with Ash. And I'll be really honest, Ash was probably my first cartoon crush as a kid. As soon as I saw Ash, show up in that first episode, my host of the Doki Dokis is that is my character and probably shaped a lot of my type. I'll be really honest, I love characters with that. I love characters like that never give up, plucky, enthusiastic type characters. One of the major things I look to in a character, and they make me go, I can't help it. I love Ash. I love Ash. But yeah, I love, and the anime, and I don't know, growing up, particularly in Canada, well, you got Pokemon every day, and then immediately followed by Digimon. That really shaped a good chunk of who I was as a kid. Pokemon was 97. I would have been 6 years old when Pokemon first aired. And the zone was new, because YTV was the bomb. Anyone who grew up in Canada, we all watch YTV, we all love YTV. I'll probably do an episode about YTV in the future. But that early lineup was Pokemon, and then Digimon. I think Babe was on that lineup. Code was there at one point. I think Sailor Moon was there. And I don't know, that really spoke to me as a kid, as a 6-year-old kid, and basically got me into this weird world of Japanese animation that has clearly defined who I am as a 30-year-old now. I love anime. And I can't say, most of my love of anime can be dated back to being 6-year-old and watching Pokemon religiously as a kid. I watched the anime every day. Every day. Weekdays, weekend, my sister and I, we had the VHS copies of the original anime, where you got 3 episodes on our VHS tape. That's how old I am. I remember VHS. And those VHS tapes were legit so fun, because you would just sit there, pop your VHS tape, and just binge that first season. And that first season holds up. I'll be 100% sure. That first season of the anime holds up so well. It is goofy as shit, but it holds up. And yeah, the other thing I don't like about that first season, again, it's really goofy, but it's the tone and everything about it is so fun. And then you get to season 2 with the Orange Island, and that was one of my favorite seasons as a kid. I love the Orange Island League. It was one of the best filler. I love the challenge in the Orange Island. Pokemon Movie 2000 was my favorite movie for the longest time. I love that movie. But I will talk about the movie, because I remember, I don't remember because I was 6. But I'm pretty sure I saw that first movie in theater. I think I saw movie 2 in theater. We had both the movies on VHS, and we watched them religiously as kids. And that first movie, you remove nostalgia glasses from that first movie, that movie holds up. That being said, the first movie holds up. The second movie really holds up. That second movie is so good. Even without nostalgia, that movie is still mobile. And I think it's my favorite movie because it's probably got the biggest stakes in a Pokemon movie. I mean, the world's going to end. You can't get much bigger than the end of the world. And I've always liked the fact that Ash was the chosen one. That, you had the prophecy, you had Slow-Mo, you had some great comedy. As a Poke shipper, I love the stuff with Misty. But now, to be fair, and again, I watched the first season religiously. I watched season 3. I think around season 3, I was falling off because we were getting to it was now 2001. I was older. Johto had way too much filler. I got bored and fell off. fell off season 3. Which also around the same time I fell off Digimon. But I think it was the fact that I was older. And there were other shows I wanted to watch. But when I was going through my weird nostalgia phase a couple years back, I finally sat down and watched all of Johto. Johto is really good, apart from the filler. The filler totally killed that show. Like, there was way too much filler in Johto. That being said, there's way more filler in Sinnoh, and I hate Sinnoh for that. It's like, oh, why is it taking a year to get the badge 8 in Sinnoh? That was ridiculous. I mean, which has always been a problem with Pokemon. Pokemon always had way too much filler, but Pokemon's also a weekly anime, and this was a little back before the seasonal schedule really took off when it comes to anime. And there were pros that come with the seasonal thing. I kind of like it, but well, no, I do like it because, again, weekly shows have their flaws. Because you have to do it weekly, you run out of source material, and you do have to do filler. Which is why they obviously retired that model. But, and at the end of the day, I love Pokemon. Pokemon's it's probably my favorite franchise. Like, I can't say it's my favorite game, I can't say it's my favorite anime, I can't say it's my favorite manga, but it is my favorite franchise. I love everything about Pokemon. Like, I love Pokemon. I love, seeing the new modes, seeing the codes, seeing the anime, seeing what's new in the game. But, like, a part of me is always going to check out what's going on with Pokemon and just kind of enjoy it. A part of my heart's always going to, be devoted to the franchise, and I can't hate it. Even when everyone's, lobbying weird complaints about to Game Freak about, how the last games have been kind of been subpar with, they have. And Game Freak's model is not perfect. There are little things about Game Freak's model that I don't think work. But even with all that, I still love the franchise. I'm probably still gonna buy the new game. I'm going to check out the anime. If I can find a decent place to stream the anime with its easiest online. I don't know piracy, but Pokemon's like one of those shows where it's like, yeah, if I have to watch it for free online, I'll watch it for free online. But I'm always gonna check it out. That being said, the leading complaint about Game Freak, which I agree with, because Scarlet and Violet should not have had the graphical issues that they did. Like, there was so much performance lag in that game. Like, it is laggy. The game stutters. It is not a good frame rate. There's popping. It's like, and that suffers from really rough development. And Game Freak doesn't have to rush development. Pokemon's going to sell. Yeah, Game Freak, you don't need a video game every year. It's like, I'm gonna say this. I miss the days when you want to get a mainline Pokemon game every year. It's like, I don't think we had a year where we just went spin-off in maybe 2015. Like, I don't know. I still remember back in 2015 when Super Mystery Dungeon came out, which is a great game. I love the Mystery Dungeon series, but people complained that there was no mainline Pokemon game that year. But even though that was the year after Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and the year before Sun and Moon. And I don't get that, because we got Super, but you don't need a mainline game every year, and now all Game Freak does is give us mainline Pokemon games. Like, 2016, we got Sun and Moon. 2017, we got a port of Pokken Tournament, and we got Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. And I guess 2016 gave it a go. 2018 gave us... What did we get in 2018? Oh, we got Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. 2019 we got Sword and Shield, and I think Detective Pikachu, because We got the Detective Pikachu in 2018, and the movie came out in 2019. 2020, we didn't get anything, but we got something to a DLC. 2021 was the remake of Mystery Dungeon and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Wait, was that Brilliant Diamond Shining? No, that was no. I think it was a remake. 2022 gave us it was Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl because 2022 gave us Legend Arceus and Scarlet and Violet. The only thing we're getting this year is DLC, and I'm gonna say this about the mainline Pokemon games. They're good. I miss the days of spin-offs. Like, since Super Mystery Dungeon, we really only had maybe 3 spin-off games. We got Pokken Tournament, Detective Pikachu, the new Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Rescue Team Deluxe, and a couple of mobile games. You know, Go, Master the X, Unite, Cafe Remake, and that's its own thing, because it looks like Pokemon's going to the mobile market with whatever, mobile gaming is mobile gaming, they'll get the fine. I don't play Unite, I'm not in the mobile, but like, I miss the days, you know, when you would get a spin-off game. I miss Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, the Pokemon Ranger series, Pokepug, Colosseum, well, I don't know, would you count Colosseum XD? I mean that. I don't know. I guess we would count it. It's a spin-off, technically. But when Trove, it's like, I don't know. I mean, we technically got Rescue Team DX. The remake, with a remake and a port for Switch, which was fine. I'm not gonna lie. I would like a new Mystery Dungeon game, Pokemon, please. The Mystery Dungeon games are great. They're probably some of the best stories you have. Even though other ones have great stories. Pokemon Ranger was, okay, gameplay aside, because the style stuff was weird, but it's like, Pokemon Ranger was fun. The Pokemon games I adore because they're so charming, and that's what you want from Pokemon World, is playing as Pokemon minigames. Pokebug 2 was amazingly deep with the story, and Wishpug, and the, you know, including with the Gen 5 Pokemon. And yeah, we technically got Detective Pikachu Returns this year, was long overdue because that game was announced, 5 years ago? And it feels like that game, and that game feels like it was announced 5 years ago, because holy, it feels like that game was announced was supposed to come out for 3DS, and got pushed back 5 years. It feels it. I thought to finish that game, actually. You know, do it after I record this. And Pokémon's great. I played a little of Pokémon. It's a fun fighting game with Pokemon kind of neat. I do like the fact that Pokemon always, expand with its genres. There's some cool genres of Pokemon. There's some cool genres of Pokemon experiences. You have the fighting game, you have a puzzle game with Detective Pikachu. You have different mode of RPG. You have a tactics game with Conquest. There's another game that's great, Pokemon Conquest! Where's Conquest 2? Well, only that. Considering Warriors is so big, where's Pokemon Warrior? That would be a great game. I don't know how that would work, because the Warrior series is kind of weird, but it's like, it could be like a Smash Bros. Thing where you're playing as different trainers, and they summon maybe different starter Pokemon, or different Pokemon to basically fight hordes of Mook Pokemon. Like Dark types. You can give them Ghost types and Poison types. I don't know, that could be fun. I don't know, there's so much you can do with Pokemon. Pokemon is a huge franchise. It's going to make money. But, and the other thing, you don't need a mainline game every year. I don't need next year to get Generation 10. We can live in 9. Honestly, that's what kind of bugs me about Generation 7, 8, and 9. Generation 7 and 8 is we got maybe 2 years in both the generation, and nothing, and you got like no games. Generation 4 was like maybe 6 years, and look how many spin-off games came out during the Diamond and Pearl days. You got Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Explore the Time Darkness Sky, 2 Pokemon Ranger games, Pokepug. We got the first Pokepug game. Like, you got a lot. That was a huge year for them. And Diamond and Pearl came out in 2007. Generation 5 didn't start to 2011. That was like 5 years. Like, Pokemon can do that. I don't know why they think they have to rush to the next mainline game. It's like, oh, we have to get to a new region and introduce new Pokemon. It's like, you don't have to. You have over 1,000 Pokemon on your roster. You can just live in Generation 9 for like 5 years. It's like, I don't need to rush up to Gen 10 in a brand new region with new starter Pokemon and what's probably going to be open world because of how it works. I mean, I hope it's open world, because if it's not, that's a step backward for them. Like, no, give us some more spin-offs. Like, you're gonna finish Indigo Disc next month. In 2024, come up with a new spin-off game. How about a new Mystery Dungeon? How about a new Ranger series? How about you give us a sequel to Pokemon XD that technically never happened? Like, I don't know. I'd go back to Ore. I go back to the Ore region. That'd be fun. Ore had a great story. I go back to that. How about you give it a new Conquest? I mean, if Nintendo's making this Switch 2, give it a new Pokemon Tournament. Like Pokemon Tournament 2 with bringing some new Pokemon for the roster, new stages, new story mode. I think people would go nuts for that. And it's like, if Nintendo's really serious about this, movie business they're pushing with the Mario movie and Zelda movie, yeah, give us a new live-action Pokemon movie. Announce Detective Pikachu 2. Which I don't think would work, but like you could call it Detective E or something like that. Or, again, you have the manga. Give us a manga movie. Give us Pokemon Adventures. I'm gonna say this, don't cast Tom Holland as Red. Please don't. I don't need that. I love Tom Holland. Don't cast him in a Pokemon movie. I don't know who you would cast as Red, actually. On day with me, I'd probably go Fawn. I'd probably go for it against some, unknown guy from, overseas that, would want to be in a movie, because that works great. Look at One Piece. It's like, you don't have to cast American actors in these movies. You can cast people from overseas who maybe don't have, recognition, for Hollywood audiences, and it works. But yeah. And when you're doing all these other projects, you get out to what the other studios, with they technically did with that Bowling Diamond Time Pearl, but that's neither here nor there. Technically, new Pokemon style with Bandai Namco. You do that. Meanwhile, Game Boy's working on Generation 10, and they have a couple of years to iron out the kinks, fix the performance issues, fix the lag, fix some of the weird glitches, but you can fix some of the weird glitches, you're walking through polygons, it's weird. I know it's the glitch in Teal Mask while a phone was poking through a wall. It's like my character can walk through a wall. It's weird. It's like, really, if you have the time to basically, devote to development, that won't happen. And you give us more spin-off projects, we're going to buy, because Pokemon prints money. We all love Pokemon. I don't need to, there's no reason to leave Paldea. There's plenty you can do. The anime's still ongoing, this new anime series. Ash finally left the anime. They have all new protagonists. I haven't watched it yet, but it looks good. like, you can give them a couple of years to basically have a new story, because there's no point in rushing them to the next region. They're in the middle of a story arc right now. It's like, and if 2024 we're gonna get Gen 10 and we're gonna get new region, it's like, there's no point. Give us time, Pokemon. I'm gonna buy your games anyway. I love your franchise. And I want to talk good about you, because Pokemon means so much to me, and it means so much to so many people. Like, we all love Pokemon. We all watched the anime growing up. We all play the game. We all read the manga. We all buy the merch. Like, Pokemon means so much to a lot of people, and you don't have to think. And yeah, I know Pokemon, like, it's a game for kids, but, and yes, kids buy Pokemon. Most of your sales come from 30-something-year-old millennials who grew up with the franchise back in '98, and now we're adults with paying jobs, we have money. And like, we're adults with paying, and we're gonna use the money that we earn from our jobs on Pokemon merch. It's like I just went to a game store looking at a bunch of games I want to buy for Christmas. There's a giant Pokemon, a Piplup Squishmallow. I bought it. No reason. I don't need a Squishmallow, but it's a Piplup Squishmallow. Of course I'm gonna buy it. So then I can basically snuggle with it at night and basically, squish it. Like, no reason, but it's cute. It's like, you go to Pokemon World, you go to the Pokemon Center, you see all the merch, all the plush toys. It's like, Pokemon doesn't have to try that hard to get people to buy the product. It's a franchise that hooked us when we were 6 years old, back in '98. It stayed with us till we're 30. I'm gonna be playing Pokemon I'm gonna be playing Pokemon years in the future when I'm 70 and I have my grandkids. And my grandkids are gonna be playing Pokemon, because Pokemon's still gonna be around. Like, it's not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, it makes sense to me. It's like, that means that a lot of the content you have on Pokemon is kind of dumb. I'll be honest, Sword and Shield are not the worst games. I never got into the hatred Sword and Shield got. Like, Pokemon, well, to be fair, Pokemon Dex, it was kind of stupid. It's like, I kind of feel like, yeah, you're not gonna have a national Dex in that game. There's too many Pokemon. Dex was kind of dumb. And I'm gonna say that Sword and Shield on our own are not even games worth the controversy. Like, they're not the best game. They're not the best Pokemon game. They're by no means the worst. So like, the controversy just kind of made a perfectly middle of the road game seem even worse. But like, no, this game's middle of the road. This game's meh as shit. Like, and he's like, Pokemon's the kind of franchise that'll be like, yeah, I'll buy the game, because it's Pokemon. A lot of them have been kind of that. Like, I wasn't really gung-ho for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, I'll be perfectly honest. Like, I didn't really care too much about the fact that it was a yellow it's a yellow remake. The gold mechanics, like, do we really need a game that's basically cross-promotion with Go? And I get it, Go was really popular and they wanted to get a bunch of casuals into the franchise. You didn't need it. It sold well, so it's like, okay, if we get a Let's Go Johto, which is probably gonna happen. Let's Johto! They can call that. Let's Johto. Let's Johto Chikorita and Totodile. What? I think people are calling it, let's Johto, what people calling it? Male Pichu Togepi? I think what people calling it. What, I hope that's a Pokemon choice they do for those games, if we get them. But then you have like the less than the luckiest, which was generally good. It was a